Okay.
Screen to see.
Yes. No, the screen is fine. You can put it on me. Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Greetings again from COP27, the big United Nations Climate Conference here in Sharm el-Sheikh. And my name is Miroslav Polzer. I'm the CEO of IAI GloCha. It's the International Association for the Advancement of Innovative Approaches to Global Challenges. We are building all of society climate action empowerment mechanism with a focus on youth and the individual citizen. We are empowering with culture, technology, and with organizational innovation. And therefore, we are here at the Digital Innovation Pavilion to show some of our new thinking, our digital tools, and also organizational innovations. And now let me share my presentation. Here we are, and here's the first slide. So let's here go to the full screen. Yeah, that's good. So we have here my organization, IAI. It's a civil society organization based in Klagenfurt in Austria, accredited to the United Nations through the UN Department for Global Communication, then also through the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations and UNFCCC. This is this United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which organizes also these big climate conferences. And we are also accredited the Civil Society Observer Organization to the Green Climate Fund with this big international finance mechanism. And GloCha is the structure, the ecosystem that we are working on, we are creating in a multi-stakeholder partnership approach. Digital Art for Climate is one of our flagship initiatives, where we will hear more about it later. And Climate Change Coalition is a network of 360 organizations that are looking how to harness the potentials of blockchain technology for enhanced climate action. It has been set up in collaboration with the United Nations Climate Change Secretariat, and now we are already 360 member organizations. I'm a founding member of this coalition, and we are going to have here during COP27 also a presentation of the strategy, how to have digital innovation as a thematic priority for the coming presidencies to make the process more inclusive and really being more effective in implementation. So now, what is the challenge? So the challenge is that we have good morning, welcome everyone. I'm Miro Polzer from Austria, and we are presenting our digital solutions for all of society engagement with a focus on culture, technology, youth, and the individual citizen. And here, everybody knows that we are in a crisis, and the interesting thing is that from a self-regulation perspective, one would think that if you recognize a crisis, that the key parameter, the CO2 concentration, would start to go down. But actually not going down. We are really a systems failure, and we need to rethink our societal organization. As our young people are asking us, please cancel the apocalypse. So it's really a serious problem that we have, and we have the United Nations, we love the United Nations. It's this intergovernmental process, but it's not really delivering action and impact. It's nice global goals, it's our compass, but in order to get them to action and impact, we need new thinking and we need innovation. So we need to come from global goals to local action and impact. There are innovation needs on several levels. One is new thinking, this cultural innovation that we don't say, oh, the UN will do it, the national governments will fix it. No, we have to take back responsibility and leadership on the individual level and say, it starts with me. I want to have a climate neutral world. if I have to be climate neutral, my family needs to be climate neutral, my city, my company. And so if this new thinking, if we build a movement of people who say, I will do whatever it takes, and I will also at elections later uh, make the right decision, that I will support those who are really ambitious for climate, or in the shop I will buy those products that have a low carbon footprint, then we can really trigger transformative change. And for this, it's also social innovation. We need to communicate, we need to build the networks of those who are going to take action. And these networks, there are new social structures. We have our national governments, we have local communities and others, and it's based on a social contract. And for the time being, we were looking at public goods like education or security and some other things which were well delivered by nation states. But now in the field of climate action and climate resilience also, we have to do new social contracts which will then pool resources from all of us and channel it to impactful action. And so this kind of social innovation is very important. And as we are here today, the Digital Innovation Pavilion, of course, digital innovation now makes it possible that people can participate also today. This is a web broadcasted event, so people can be virtually with us even though they don't have access to the accreditation to come here or the financial resources, but we can connect. And so the transaction cost for the individual to be involved and to contribute and to co-shape decisions are very low, and therefore we can rethink the role of the individual and this collaboration. So blockchain technology is a new emerging technology which has high potentials for enabling new types of collaboration, new types of digitalization of assets. For instance, that we when somebody takes action for the climate, that this is documented, verified, certified, and turned into a digital asset, into non-fungible tokens or any related concept, and that this digital asset can be put on the marketplace. So we can then from there create climate entrepreneurship models, we can create gamification, and also it is a tool for individuals to build an individual climate action legacy. So, but we will come to this a little bit later. So, but it is. Have you heard of blockchain before? Okay. But let me go to the next slide. So, a little bit about IAI GloCha. I told you in the beginning it's a civil society organization in Austria, founded 2007. And we have also co-founded, as we are innovators in the system, with in the UNFCCC process, helped to set up the education, communication, and outreach stakeholder community ECOS, which was somehow the idea that we need all of society engagement, we need climate education, more participation. And for this, there are many players in the UNFCCC process, especially observer organizations, but also nation states, party representatives who are working on these topics. And there was a need to bring more coherence and networking and synergy to this group of people. So this was successfully done. We are also co-founder of the Climate Change Coalition, and we are associated partner of this project, ACE18. It's the Action for Climate Empowerment program, which was funded by the Austrian government, Ministry for Climate Action, and the World Climate Change Secretariat of the UN is the lead partner, and ICLEI, the local governments and the municipal authorities leader, is also a partner. And one of our flagship initiatives there is Digital Art for Climate. And let me go to, so with the for this new community, for this climate action leader community, people who want to live a climate neutral lifestyle, they need data and digital innovation infrastructure. You need tools. You cannot be in a shop or so and find the right product because you don't have the data. Or if you do something, you can say, I've done this or that, but so that others believe it and that others give you money for this, you need to have an ecosystem of tools which help you to document these efforts. And we have set up with this digital innovation community with Climate Change Coalition a consortium which is looking at different elements, unique object identification, digital measurement, reporting and verification, smart standard, climate finance innovation, registration, certification and incentivization of citizens and youth, climate action outcomes, climate action data markets, climate action tracking and accounting, climate philanthropy innovation, youth-led design of a digital climate pact platform. This is what I mentioned before. We need public sector innovation. Yeah, and this was already in 2020 when we said we want to have a digital innovation pavilion at COP26. We then, it took us 2 more years, but now we are here with our digital innovation pavilion to lead these things. And a key outcome of our effort should be an individual climate action dashboard app, so that a citizen would have the possibility to identify or to specify individual smart goals with these specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound goals. And it's also connected with a self-sovereign digital identity of those app holders, and so that this can be later also connected with tax incentives. If, for instance, in Austria, we have the declaration, the goal of the government to become climate neutral by 2040. But the government alone cannot do it. They need to have everyone engaged, and to have everyone engaged, they need to incentivize this, and therefore I'm convinced sooner or later there will be the readiness of the governments to pay the citizens for their climate action efforts. And for this, again, this individual climate action dashboard app will help to provide the evidence so that you will be able to get the tax benefits. Then, this, as I said, the social innovation is we need new types of communities based on location or thematic interests. And here again, there can be different mechanisms, and also we have digital collectibles and crypto stamps issued by climate action communities and global coordination mechanism, empowering participation in resource use decision, evaluation, verification. It's somehow that those who work together have also the power to govern the resources themselves, and this empowers the individuals. Very many people say, yes, I would like to do something, but I feel helpless. But if you know that on the local level or in a thematic group, you have peers, then you feel much better. It gives you social energy to go on, and you get inspiration, you get ideas, and yeah, community is very important. No? And then we have finance log for this individual climate action dashboard, where there will be digital measurement, reporting and verification, smart standards, certification, and global registration of climate action activities as digital assets, attribution of outcomes with global challenges, action registries, digital climate action reporting, storytelling, trading of digital or collection of outcome certificates, gains, connected with the UN's United Nations Global Climate Action Data Portal. And this, I will come back later a little bit. So this again this ACE-AT project with the Austrian government, United Nations, and my organizations is really aiming to innovate how the United Nations gets everyone engaged. And this, in my understanding, this is the climate action governance space where transformative change is possible. This is really, if we succeed to get the right formula, the right tools, the right incentives for all of society engagement, then we will bring the CO2 emissions or CO2 concentration curves down. Otherwise, there is no chance. And therefore, we are working on this. In the project ACE-AT, my organization has had the task to look at to build a feasibility study and a business plan for a global action for climate empowerment non-party stakeholder support structure. We have the United Nations system. It's supporting national governments in their efforts for climate preservation. But the non-state actors actually don't have a whole ecosystem, global structure. And therefore, we have developed some ideas on how to do it. And the key element is that also public and private funding for action for climate empowerment. We need resource mobilization, innovation. And here we are convinced that digital innovation can build totally new structures which could have billions of euros or dollars available. And one pilot initiative in this field is Digital Art for Climate, Culture, Technology, and Organizational Innovation for Action for Climate Empowerment. And this Digital Art for Climate is a multi-stakeholder partnership initiative. It uses blockchain technology, non-fungible tokens to turn artwork into digital assets which can be collected and traded, thus enabling new forms of resource mobilization in support of youth-focused sustainable development goals and Agenda 2030 implementation and action for climate empowerment in particular. And here the Pavilion here today is also a space where we are exhibiting the artwork that we have received in the Digital Art for Climate COP26 collection. And the idea is people have different talents, they have different resources, and it's very important that we bring all the resources to the table and that we recognize what everyone is contributing in the format of NFTs, and then we bring these elements together and we collect the data of what kind of combination of resources has led to a certain impact, and then we can do these things better. And we have now a marketplace, an NFT marketplace, so this the artwork can be bought on this marketplace. It's not carbon market, it is NFT marketplace, non-fungible tokens marketplace. It's a digital art marketplace. People buy these NFTs from this artwork, and yes, directly with the app on the platform. And it's digital art, it's not a physical art that you could buy, it's this ownership certificates. And it's quite interesting because there was a hype in last year in March when this began. There were the initiative Open Earth Foundation, our cooperation partners as well. They have sold, put 7 of these NFTs on the marketplace, and they have raised $6.6 million. It's interesting. People like ownership. They want to own certain things, and for this they are ready to pay. And then we have we are registering these contributions from the artists. We are telling them you can. Your asset, your artwork is valuable. It's an input to this collaboration, and then we have in the registry a section where there is information about the purchase of the NFTs. Then there's a section on entry about the projects that are financed by this, the money that comes in. And then one more section, it's still in development, where it will be documented what kind of outcomes have been achieved. And between these entries, there's relational information, so that it says the one who has contributed the artwork has enabled the sales of the artwork, the one who has enabled bought this NFT has enabled financing a project, the ones who created the project has enabled outcome, and at the end can then the one who has contributed the NFT say, I have enabled this particular outcome. And this will be on the app, people will see that with their artwork or with other type of resources, intellectual resources or some, they have really contributed to concrete outcomes, and that the different types of resources are relevant, not only money. We have for this administration of these structures, we have set up United Citizens Organization, DAO. It's a combination of real-world institutions, physical world institutions, GloCha, and activities in the metaverse, where we have different programs. And a key solution that we are also working on is this GloCha Action ID, where we ask individuals to pick from the 16 SDGs 10 and rank them according to the priorities that they see. And this combination leads then to a unique identifier, which can be then arranged as in the color wheel, as a unique color wheel, which is then turned into an NFT. People receive it on the wallet. It is registered on the GloCha Action registry that I've shown before. And with this ID, people can then manage on the registry what they have contributed to the different SDGs in particular climate. And I think this is a very important mechanism, so that also for different organizations, for different UN programs, they will be able to, with this action ID, to log in to the documentation of what they are doing. And for this, there will be possibility of reputation, also for a CV, for applying for a job also, and also for sending outcomes of these things. Here again, this GloCha app, this individual climate action dashboard app, our vision is that such an individual climate action dashboard app, a good live app, should be in everyone's mobile device, and that we can frame the whole climate action endeavors of the individuals and communities as a digital badges collection game. So we are gamifying these things. And this is a very important step. We are building now here. It's a very important element at the COP27. We will have on the 11th a workshop on this with the Climate Change Coalition. We are building a youth and citizen climate action reporting consortium. Here it will be here on the 11th in the afternoon, and this is answering also a call for partnerships of the UNFCCC. They now call for partnerships for promotion of climate action on the individual and organizational level. And we have some very good partners also. Every Action Counts from the Sustainable Digital Finance Alliance. They are having today a presentation at 3:30 here also, where they are working with big corporations to inspire 1 billion consumer choices, consumer actions for the climate. And we need to work together, everyone who is in this field, that we develop the digital identity mechanism, the climate action reporting and certification and evaluation mechanisms so that the solutions will be interoperable because it's now a digital solution provider comes and develops an app. It's a silo. Even if you succeed to have 1 million people on your app, it's a silo. It's not scaling. We need first to have the data architecture and the reporting framework, the connection with the UN system, in which then the information can flow and synergies can be created and there can be big solutions and big scaling effects achieved. Yeah, we are here at the Pavilion. It's one of our milestones that we are very happy about. Yeah, and we are an open movement, an open consortium. As I said, on the 11th will be a workshop. Please join us here on my details. We are driving the blockchain revolution for climate neutral citizens. And we are trying to be the hope that we want to see in the world. And very much is possible. Wouldn't claim that preventing the climate crisis is possible because we are deep in the climate crisis already, but we can master the response in a way that people will have dignity, love, solidarity, and a good life in these difficult and challenging times. Would you like to say?
My name is Malang from Gambia. Yes. I said my name is Malang. Malang Sambu from Gambia, Africa. Well, thank you very much for the presentation. I'm so lucky to make it going on. Obviously, I have formal entry from the CDO, which we are training young girls on sustainable development and access to energy. So access to energy through renewable energy. Most of the actions there in my country, the women are lacking behind because they don't get the knowledge. So we created a big center where the women can go there to train male-dominated areas. So now, as I'm speaking, this is the biggest solar power plant in the country. Yes, and that is like 565 kilowatts. So currently, we are now negotiating with the World Bank to train 15% of the workers for 20 megawatts, which the government is going to do. So what we do is, from this talk, one of my intentions is to make sure we are able to put these women alliance. We want to form a cooperative of energy providers. So therefore, apps like this will be so good in order to monitor. Because the solar multifunctional platforms that we are building in rural areas, because the country has a very low rate of energy where it reaches. So we build hubs in different ways. So these hubs, they are there to answer the work of the woman. So like the washing machines, cold storage, and then also they can get access to internet and get minimum service through that. But the most important thing is water pumping system. And when you go to the fishing industries, the fish they got spoiled. So we produce ice too. So more or less as data is important. In my country when you want to develop any project, you can't find any data. Because people are not monitoring it. So by the way, I think it will be very good that if you get connection with people to help us to digitalize and build these kind of apps so that we will be able to do a very close monitoring and a good system of reporting without not doing that distance. You know, the roads are very bad there, you need a lot of forces to make there. So if we are working with the movement of renewable energy, the energy transition also counts on renewability. So we have this electrical tricycle that can go with 65 kilometers after 2 hours of charge. So more or less, I think I'm much more interested to see whether we can be part of the movement. But down there in Africa, we can work with the movement and we see how we can introduce it in the country.
Thank you very much, Malang. Very interesting work that you are doing. Here's my business card. Please connect via email, send me your information, and then we will see how we can collaborate with you. Certainly. Perfect. Christina, would you like to say something also? Thank you very much.
I have to say, I've known Miro for many years. I don't know how many years. 15 years, 20 years, a long time. 11, it seems like forever. Yeah, but I'm so impressed with how you've made so many leaps and bounds and the wonderful partnerships that you have been building over the years. And the truth of what you're doing is just downloading this information and empowering people who are going to do it. I mean, everyone's struggling. The governments are struggling. It's hard. It's tough. No one knows, but it's come down to each individual, and that's what you're focusing on. That really impresses me. It was very nice to hear you talk. Thank you for stopping by and seeing you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and the invitation to everyone, if you want to have more information about the pavilion and the programs here, then it's GloCha.org, GLOCHA.org/COP27 Digital Innovation Pavilion. There you will find the information. It's also there on the screens as a QR code. And there's also a link to the schedule, and there we'll find also information about the. You could perhaps move there would be the information for the event on Friday, where we will build the consortium and on Monday there will be a side event and also a press conference with our partners from the Unique Network, which will present resource mobilization, crypto stamps, digital badges for action for climate empowerment, a new type of solutions which will be possible to buy NFTs with credit cards, no knowledge of blockchain needed, and people will be able to start using this technology on a very narrow level just by buying them, and then based on this we will build pilot cities in which we will create the communities to work on this with us and using the resources. Okay. That's it. On the water, and then we are going to go.